Union County's Office of LGBTQ Affairs under the Department of Economic Development, led by our Deputy County Manager, Amy Wagner, was established by the Freeholder Board in 2018, and as I'm sure you know from what Sergio says, and we really always shout this out, we're the first county government with an office of this kind in the state of New Jersey, and one of only 4 government offices in the nation to support the LGBTQ community, of which only 2 are county government offices. Union County's Office of LGBTQ Affairs offers a platform for leadership and collaboration to support equality, and serves as a catalyst for advocacy, awareness, and action on current and emerging issues that impact the lives of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer individuals. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you the coordinator of that office. I will not say the full name again until the end. Danni Newbury, to present remarks reflecting on these words of Marsha P. Johnson: "You never completely have your rights, one person, until you have all your rights." Danni?
Thank you, Freeholder Williams. And thank you to our freeholders and Union County leadership who allows me to do the work that I do every day. Before I begin my official remarks, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the importance of a piece of legislation that is making its way through the Senate and the Assembly, thanks to State Senator Nick Scuteri. Last week, I testified alongside Law Associate John Passat before the New Jersey State Judiciary Committee in support of S3528, sponsored by Senator Scuteri. This bill passed out of the committee unanimously with bipartisan support. This bill secures parentage rights for non-genetic parents. More specifically, it creates a streamlined judicial process by which non-genetic parents can obtain an order of adoption where the non-genetic parent's name already appears on a child's birth certificate, where the child is born into a marriage and civil union. It's only right. The bill does not require a home study. It does not require a background check. It does not require fingerprinting, a court hearing, or even an attorney. This effort will have a direct impact on the quality of life and security of thousands of families in New Jersey. So thank you, Nick Scuteri, Senator Nick Scuteri, for hearing our concerns and crafting this important piece of policy. So thank you all for being here today. No one really told me what the rules are here. Like, what are you allowed to say when an elected official hands you the mic? When I was 11 years old, I took down a clothesline from the backyard. I remembered learning how to tie a rope to a branch for a swing. So I climbed up a tree in the backyard, examining each branch for its stability. I had exceptional tree climbing skills, faster than any boy on the block my father would boast to his friends and my uncles. You see, I was a tomboy, seemingly fulfilling my father's expectations as the third girl and final child that he hoped would be a boy. But anyway, I found a suitable branch and tossed the rope around it a few times and made a knot and threw the end of the rope over the branch. The end of the rope met the ground. So I did some mental math and I figured out how far from the ground it really needed to be. In my 6th grade school photo, there's a mark across my neck. A rope burn, actually. I had had enough. That 11-year-old girl had enough secretly knowing she had unnatural feelings for other girls in a way that she had heard her father threaten the lives of. She had enough being touched by close friends of the family and uncles. She had enough manning up on nights he'd come home hyped up from an afternoon sitting at the bar powering up on liquid courage. My father actually put me in Taekwondo so that I'd be more of a challenge for his late-night real-life fight club. I remember lying on the ground and looking up at the sky and wondering why. Why had I failed? Beneath the impossible pain in that 11-year-old, there was a fire just waiting for fuel. Let me be clear, That wasn't the last time I lived surrounded by people who would act with violent homophobia. It wasn't the last time I was sexually assaulted. It wasn't the last time I thought about suicide. But it was the last time I let fear win. Fear of me being me. Or perhaps it was fear that saved me that day. So why am I here? Why are we here? We're here because Marsha P. Johnson's death is still an unsolved case. We're here because 21 years after the brutal murder of 21-year-old Matthew Shepard, he just recently finally got a resting place. We're here because LGBTQ youth are overrepresented in foster care. We're here because suicide is the second leading cause of death among young people ages 10 to 24, and LGBTQ youth are 5 times as likely to have attempted suicide compared to heterosexual youth. We're here because all of the people throughout history who have fought for our civil rights. We're here because the moment the current administration walked into the White House, they have attacked the progress this country has made toward full equality for the LGBTQ community and undermined the rights of countless Americans. We're here because there are almost 2.6 million older LGBTQ adults living in communities across this country, and they deserve to be treated with dignity and respect, especially after a lifetime of experiencing discrimination and stigma that they still experience today in the systems that were designed to support them. We're here because racism exists and the LGBTQ people of color experience vicious discrimination motivated by homophobia, transphobia, and racial prejudice. We're here because the LGBTQ community is the only community worldwide that is not taught its history at home, in public schools, or in religious institutions. We're here because history is repeating itself, y'all, and we have got to stop acting like nothing is happening. We've got to own our truths. We're here because we have a board of elected chosen freeholders whose unwavering support for diversity and inclusion is so determined that they, our elected officials, our county leadership, has created the first government office of LGBTQ affairs. It's not just the first office, as you've heard, it's one of 4 across the country. And today, they gave me a mic. We're here because someone dumped fuel on the fire in that 11-year-old, and she's just getting started. I don't need to be rescued. I did that myself already. But this work, the work for equal rights, cannot be done alone. I am grateful for those who surround me. You are a literal support beam that's strong enough to hold up a pile of skyscrapers stacked on one another, teetering with every attack. To my right, a core of queers. To my left, an army of allies. And this girl is ready for your rejection. I get it. Some days it feels like we're fighting a battle we'll never win. The most powerful tool we have to fight back is the power of our voice. So to answer the question from a few minutes ago, when an elected official hands you the mic, speak. Speak like your life is at stake, because you're only as loud as the noise that you make. The only person you're ever going to get to be is you. Speak your truth, be heard, because Marsha P. Johnson was right. You never completely have your rights, one person, till you have all your rights. Thank you for listening. Woo. Woo.
Thank you, Danny. As you can see, Danni is a strong advocate, but she's also at the same time a humble person. So I would like to just take a moment to congratulate Danni on being recognized by USA Today last year as the face of pride for New Jersey. And this year, Danni was recognized by the nation's largest LGBTQ advocacy magazine, The Advocate, as a champion of pride, representing New Jersey alongside Garden State Equality Executive Director Christian Fuscarino on their annual list of changemakers advancing equality in communities across the country. So we have two pictures in The Advocate. One is of Christian and the other is of Danni, so she's national.